Stop everything. Imagine this, a sharp, unbearable pain suddenly gripping your belly, stealing your breath. You clutch your stomach, panic rising fast. The world blurs. Then, silence. No warning. No time to prepare. Just the cold, hard truth that your pancreas is screaming for help. You've heard about heart attacks, strokes. But pancreatitis? That sneaky enemy lurking behind your ribs? Most don't see it coming. Yet every year, thousands find themselves in emergency rooms, gasping, overwhelmed by this invisible fire inside. It felt like knives, one woman told me once. Like my insides were on fire, but no one could see it. The doctors rushed in, but she barely remembered those first hours. Just endless pain, waves crashing through her body, relentless and cruel. What makes pancreatitis so dangerous? It's not just the pain. It's the way it hijacks your life, turning everyday meals into battles, your favorite foods into enemies. You think maybe it's just indigestion, but no, this is a warning flare, flashing red beneath your skin. And here's the kicker, most people don't connect the dots early. They push through discomfort, chalk it up to getting older or just a bad day. Until suddenly, everything changes. Imagine waking up one morning feeling fine. You sip your usual strong coffee, maybe a little too fast. Then, bam, the storm inside begins. You freeze, confused. This isn't normal. But who told you what to watch for? Who said, stop? This is your pancreas crying out? This is why what I'm about to share matters. Because pancreatitis isn't just a disease, it's a message. And your diet? It's the front line of defense. Simple foods, real foods. Not some fad or miracle cure, but the kind of choices that calm the fire, ease the pain, and give your pancreas a fighting chance. Listen closely, because understanding this could mean the difference between years lost to pain and years filled with life. This is not fear-mongering. This is reality, and it's one you can face head on. Ready? Let's dive into the story behind the pain. Linda was just like many of us, busy, full of plans, juggling family, work, and those little joys that make life sweet. She loved her morning routine, a strong black coffee, a buttery croissant, the quick rush before the day began. Nothing fancy, nothing unusual. But then, one day, the pain hit. Not a dull ache, but a fierce, stabbing fire in her upper belly. She thought, it's just indigestion. I'll wait it out. Days passed. The pain didn't fade. It grew sharper, gnawing at her every moment. One afternoon, Linda was at the grocery store when she had to lean against a shelf. I can't breathe right, she told a stranger. The man called for help, and suddenly she was in the ER, overwhelmed by machines, lights, voices she barely registered. The diagnosis? Acute pancreatitis. Her pancreas inflamed, struggling under the weight of years of overlooked habits. Too much fried food, late-night snacks, and yes, that daily coffee that was stronger than she thought safe. Linda's story is not rare, but what made hers different? She decided to fight back. No longer would she be a victim of silent pain. She started small, swapping greasy meals for gentle, nourishing ones, learning that certain foods don't just fill your stomach, they heal. There was fear, of course. Will I ever eat my favorite foods again? She wondered aloud. But each day, as the pain eased, hope grew stronger. Linda found herself reading labels, asking questions, discovering the power of what she put on her plate. Slowly, she reclaimed her life, one bite at a time. This journey isn't about perfect diets or magic pills. It's about respect. Respect for your body, your pancreas, your life. Linda's story shows us that change is possible, that pain can lead to wisdom. And if you listen closely, you'll hear what your body's trying to tell you. Because, like Linda, you deserve to live free from the fire inside. Are you ready to meet your pancreas halfway? Because what comes next will give you the keys to do just that. Picture your pancreas as a quiet factory tucked deep inside your belly, busy but unseen. Its job, producing powerful enzymes that break down food and hormones like insulin that balance your blood sugar. Sounds simple, right? But imagine what happens when this factory suddenly goes haywire. Now, imagine a tiny spark igniting inside that factory, a spark of irritation, triggered by certain foods, alcohol, or stress. Instead of sending out helpful enzymes, your pancreas accidentally starts digesting itself. Yes, digesting itself. That's pancreatitis. The pancreas turns from helper to enemy, inflamed and damaged. It's not just pain, it's a chain reaction inside your body. Cells swell, tissues burn, and inflammation spreads. Why does this happen? Think of your digestive system as a carefully choreographed dance. When something throws off the rhythm, too much fat, alcohol, or even certain medications, the pancreas struggles to keep up. Enzymes get activated too early, attacking the pancreas instead of digesting food in your gut. This self-destruction causes sudden, severe pain and swelling. It's your body's alarm system blaring loud, but there's more. Chronic pancreatitis, the long-term version, slowly scars that factory. The enzyme production slows, digestion falters, and nutrient absorption suffers. That's why some people lose weight, feel constant discomfort, or get sick more easily. Here's a simple image. Imagine a fire inside your kitchen. If you keep throwing in oily rags, the fire grows. But if you replace those rags with damp cloths, the flames start to die down. That's what diet does. It either fuels the fire or soothes it. And did you know some everyday foods, even ones you trust, can secretly worsen inflammation? It's not about guilt, but awareness. Because your pancreas isn't just a machine, it's part of your life. Understanding this invisible battle inside you is the first step toward taking control. Your pancreas needs calm, gentle care, not harsh chemicals or sudden shocks. So next time you sit down to eat, picture that factory inside, quietly working. Will you help it heal, or will you unknowingly fan the flames? The good news? You can choose to soothe that fire, and the right foods are your strongest allies. Ready to hear which ones? Let's move on. Let me tell you about Sarah. She loved fried chicken. Crispy, golden, irresistible. But every time she ate it, a familiar sharp pain would follow, like a warning bell from her pancreas. One day, after a particularly bad flare-up, she decided to change course. The first thing Sarah learned, ditch the fried foods. It's not just about calories or weight. Fried, greasy meals are like throwing gasoline on a smoldering fire. They make the pancreas work overtime, struggling to produce enzymes to break down heavy fats. She swapped that crispy chicken for grilled or steamed options. And you know what? The pain didn't disappear overnight, but it softened, like a storm losing its edge. Here's the truth. Your pancreas loves foods that are easy to digest. Vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Foods that don't force your pancreas into overdrive. Next, meet Tom. Tom was a coffee lover, 2-3 cups every morning. But his bouts of pancreatitis kept coming back, relentless as waves. One morning, he decided to test something radical. He switched to herbal tea. Just chamomile, nothing fancy. You wouldn't believe the difference. The tea soothed his stomach instead of shocking it. He found that caffeine, especially on an empty stomach, triggers acid and inflammation that can aggravate pancreatitis. So here's a little secret. It's not just about what you eat, but how you eat it. Small, frequent meals help your pancreas pace itself. Big, heavy meals, they push it to the brink. Finally, let me share Mary's story. She thought fruit juices were harmless, fresh, natural, right? But the sugar in juices is a sneaky villain. It spikes insulin and forces the pancreas into a frantic sprint. Mary swapped sugary drinks for water infused with cucumber and mint. Simple, refreshing, and kind to her pancreas. 3 stories, 3 lives changed by choices anyone can make. Avoid the fire starters, fried foods. Cool the flame with gentle drinks like herbal teas. And calm the whole system by choosing real low-sugar hydration. This isn't just advice. It's your pancreas speaking. Will you listen? Now, take a deep breath. Feel that? That's the moment where hope begins, because what you've just heard isn't some distant theory or impossible diet. It's real, it's doable, and it's waiting for you to take it. Imagine waking up tomorrow without that gnawing pain. Imagine meals that don't threaten your peace, but bring comfort, nourishment, and even joy. This isn't a dream, it's a choice. A choice you make every time you put food on your plate. Linda, Sarah, Tom, Mary, they all started where you are now, uncertain, maybe scared. But they chose to listen. They chose to honor their bodies, respect their pancreas, and reclaim their lives. And here's the beautiful truth. Your pancreas is resilient. It wants to heal. It wants to thrive. You just need to give it the right tools. So don't wait for the pain to take over again. Don't wait for the next crisis to shake your world. Start small. Start now. Because this isn't about giving up your favorite things. It's about discovering new favorites. Foods that heal, habits that uplift, and a life lived fully without fear. You have the power to turn the page, to write your own story of health, strength, and calm. The fire inside can be tamed. The pain can fade. And the future? It's yours to shape. So here's to you, taking that first step, listening to your body, and choosing life. You're not alone in this, and you are stronger than you think.